Well, hello and welcome there, ladies and gentlemen, Monster Man Vapes. Well, today for review, I got a product that's been out for quite some time. Now we all know Vandy Vape and we all know Tony B. So in this review, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the older products. In this case, I'm going to be taking a look at the Pulse X RDA. So, without any hesitation and me not talking your ear off, let's dive down to the table and take a closer look at the Pulse X. Alrighty folks, here's the packaging that the Pulse X RDA will come in. As you can see here up front, you got Vandy Vape, Pulse X RDA, a Tony B project, and then you get these two windows. One shows the RDA in its standard metal cap, where this window shows an additional cap that comes with this RDA, which is basically a clear acrylic frosted cap kind of thing. Where I will mention though, this drip tip is not removable, it's built into the cap, and also the airflow is not adjustable. On this side it says, to learn more about our products and how to use them, please visit www.vandyvape.com, so on and so forth. On the back here, it shows you what is included in this packaging. Top squonk feed and bottom juice return, supports vertical and horizontal builds, contains stainless steel cap and frosted cap. There you go. Down here you get a little indication on when squonking, juice comes in from the top, goes back into the bottle from the bottom, and how the airflow on the acrylic cap works. So let's open up the packaging, shall we? And obviously you get your clear acrylic frosted cap, the Pulse X RDA with its standard metal cap. Underneath all this foam is some extra goodies. You get a baggie which has a 510 drip tip adapter, extra O-rings, an Allen key to swap out the pins, a little screwdriver, a studded 510 pin, and extra grub screws. You also get two coils. These are triple fuse Clapton coils, N80. We all know how I feel about N80 coils being included in packaging. And obviously a user manual. Now, set all this to the side for a second and let's take a look at the RDA. So obviously this is a 25mm RDA, and the build deck design I would say is pretty impressive. And I'll show you that here in a second. Obviously, you got an 810 drip tip at the top that is removable. Mine's a little tight though, so I'm not going to worry about it. Here is your airflow, which works simple as just turning the cap. Again, mine's a little tight, but you just turn the cap like you normally would on any RDA. Taking the cap off though, and this is where things get a little interesting. There's your build deck. As you see, it kind of has an X formation with the holes. Obviously, right here at the top, you can see where your juice comes in at, and that little tiny pinhole. Right, we grab some to point with. Right there. That's where the juice goes in at. I will say, pretty nice design on the juice coming in through the top and going directly onto your coils. However, that is a little high. Just a tad. Maybe not that high. It looks a little high on camera, but from looking at it on my actual view, it's actually not too high. I would say it's a little high, but not by much. So basically, when you build this, you obviously got your positive and negatives, and you just got your little Phillips head screws right here. Now I will say, if you're going to put a fuse Clapton in here, or something that's more flat than round, obviously, with the connection ports being at an angle, it's going to kind of misshape the coils a little bit. But I got a trick to show you guys. So obviously you can see my coil here. This is 6 wraps of 26 gauge with 36 gauge fuse Clapton. Now you can see I got the legs pointing opposite directions. Well, here is my trick on how to get these pretty good into this RDA. So you all know I do that 90-degree bend on the coils. Let me move this all out of the way so you can see. And I just give it that 90-degree bend, just like that. But I don't stop at just that one. Flip it over and adjust like so. This right here will allow you to put the coils in perfectly and get them evenly positioned every single time. So let me get the other coil made and I'll show you why. Alright, so here are both my coils, and as you can see, they both have those two 90-degree bends in them. So let's install them into the RDA. So this is pretty simple. The lead on the bottom goes into the bottom port like so. And the top one goes through the top connector. Now with fuse Claptons, especially with the angle that this bottom hole is sitting, you might run into a bit of a snagging issue when it comes to the well wall. That is no big deal. Just take the ceramic tweezers or pliers and whatnot, and just kind of give the wire an upward bend, and it should slide right in. There we go. So obviously the next step is to tighten down your connections. Remember to push that coil right onto that wall. Make sure that all the connections are nice and tight. And then just give the coil a little bit of a pull, about that far. And you want to make sure that you bring the coil up just high enough so that way you can get your cotton in there, and also to allow the air to get underneath the coil and back up. Alright, so there's one in. Let me get the other one in, and we'll dry burner. And here's how your coil should look like when you are done. As you can see, they are evenly the same height, evenly spaced between them and the posts. Pretty even. And this is also going to help keep them clean as you insert them, and as far as dry burning, it's going to help keep them all nice and tidy. So now the next step is to simply just dry burn them. Got it at 64 watts. Give them a bit of a dry burn. Whew, bunch of hot spots. Bunch of hot spots, but we'll get those out. Still not quite there. Maybe some more pinching should do it. Looks pretty even to me. And those came in at a 0.18. But alright folks, it's time to wick it up, juice it up, and then we'll bring it back up top, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Alrighty folks, we are back up top with the PulseX RDA. I have the clear acrylic slam piece on. I don't know if you would call it a slam piece. I just call it a clear cap. You know, to each his own. Anyway, that bill came out to a 0.17 after wicking and juicing. I got it at 85 watts. Let's have a go. The airflow in the clear cap is very smooth. With this build and everything, it does not feel very airy. It actually feels like the perfect amount of airflow. However, let's try the metal cap now. Now, I will say this. When you get this on here and you've got juice on your hands or there's juice on the outside of this cap, you're going to have a hard time getting it off. But luckily for me, I kept everything clean, so it comes off with ease. But if you're having trouble getting it off with your hands, just grab a pair of pliers and very gently just grab the drip tip like so. Give it a small pull, and it comes right off. So, there you go. So now let's try the stock metal cap. Airflows, you got 6 little holes there. And it appears that I got it at 4 right now, if I can see very well. Yes, I do. Get that on there. Drip a little bit more juice on. Just to make sure that she's nice and juiced up. Same wattage 85 watts. Personally, I like the flavor off of the clear cap better. It feels like the airflow is actually hitting the coils more direct. But still though, do I still recommend this RDA? Yes. The little trick I did with the coils, if you do that, they'll be a breeze to put in. You'll get them evenly every single time, and you'll be rocking and rolling in no time flat. But yes, I do recommend this RDA. It's got pretty nice flavor. Airflow is nice and smooth. There is a small whistle at the very end of the airflow, but not very loud. But do I like it? Yes, I like it. The only thing to make it better is if it wasn't gold. But this was given me by Jared the Vaping Goat for the purpose of this review. So I gotta thank Jared again for helping me out with that. But it is still a nice RDA. I highly recommend it. So go out and get you one. And as always, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I value all my subscribers. And until next time, Monster Man Vapes, signing off.